Will the Senate please come to order? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Aquino. Senator Awa. Senator Chang. Senator DeCoit. Senator Dela Cruz. Senator Elefante.
Here.
Senator Favela. Senator Fukunaga. Senator Gabbard. Senator Hashimoto. Senator Ihara.
Present.
Senator Inoue.
Present.
Senator Kanuha. Senator Keoha Kalole. Senator Kidani. Senator Kim. Senator Lee. Senator McKelvey. Senator Moriwaki. Senator Rhodes. Senator Richards.
Here.
Senator San Buenaventura. Senator Shimabukuro. Senator Wakai. Mr. President,
Present.
all 25 members are present.
Thank you. The chair has read the journal of the preceding day and approves the same. Are there any introductions this evening? Senator Shimabukuro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm pleased to introduce Judge Shelley Park Ho'opili and Judge Christine Yu. Please stand. They're here to support Judge Michelle Kumo. I don't know if they're in the audience yet, but they were on their way. If not, give them a round of applause anyway. Thank you.
Any further introductions? Senator Favela.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to congratulate all the awardees from today's Sabre Showcase, and if I could insert their names into the journal.
If you submit it in writing, so ordered.
Mahalo.
Further introductions? If not, Madam Clerk.
Governor's message number 9 requests immediate consideration and passage of various House bills.
File.
On page 2, House Communication number 824 informs the Senate that the House has disagreed to the amendments proposed by the Senate to House Concurrent Resolution 62.
File.
On pages 2 through 6, Standing Committee Report numbers 3943 to 3957 for one-day notice.
So ordered.
On pages 6 through 10, advise and consent.
If there are no objections from the members, we will be taking advise and consent on consent.
Standing Committee Report numbers 3927 to 3941 on Governor's messages for adoption.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. The nominees for said governor's message has been confirmed.
On page 10,
Mr. President.
Senator Keoha Kalole?
May I be permitted to make a late introduction?
Certainly.
Just joining us in the audience is our just reconfirmed Commissioner for the PUC, Colin Yost. Can you please rise? Congratulations. Please welcome him.
And then Senator Shimabukuru's two late arriving judges are actually present, who she introduced earlier.
Yes, so thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to reintroduce Judges Shelley Park Ho'opili and Judge Christine Yu. Please stand. Thank you so much for joining us.
All that confusion, I lost my place. Madam Clerk?
On page 10, Standing Committee Report number 3942 on Judiciary Communication number 26, Michelle N. Camo, Judicial Appointee to the District Court of the First Circuit for adoption.
Is there any discussion? Senator Rhodes?
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of Judiciary Communication number 26.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Michelle Camo has been a per diem judge in the First Circuit's District Court for over 6 years, during which time she's been assigned to more than 8,700 cases. As a per diem judge, she has sat on both the criminal and civil calendars and adjudicated various types of cases involving misdemeanor, petty misdemeanor, and petty misdemeanor offenses, traffic offenses, restraining orders, summary possession claims, and limited jurisdictional civil claims. Judge Camo's legal career started in California, where she went to law school at the University of California in Los Angeles. She first was a law clerk for the Honorable A. Wallace Tashima on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, and then a law firm associate for 2 years. In 2010, she returned home to Hawaii and clerked for the Honorable Susan Oki Malway on the U.S. District Court for the District of Hawaii. She has been licensed to practice law in the state since 2011. Judge Kumo, in addition to her per diem duties, currently is of counsel at the firm Nakashima Ching LLC. As an attorney, she focuses on civil litigation, has handled all aspects of civil litigation from pre-litigation counseling through appeal. Judge Comeau received her bachelor's degree in economics from Dartmouth in 2000 and her Juris Doctor from the University of California at Los Angeles in 2006. At UCLA, she graduated magna cum laude and ranked 7th in her class of 315. After reviewing the testimony, which is all in support of the appointment, and other materials submitted to the committee, and having examined the appointee in a hearing, your Judiciary Committee finds that Michelle N. Comeau is qualified to serve as District Court Judge of the First Circuit and recommends that the Senate consent to the appointment. Mahalo.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Senator Awa.
Mahalo Pelikakena. I rise in support of JC 26.
Please proceed.
Judge Comeau comes from a noble family, Ka'a'ava. Her brother, she mentioned, is a Special Forces, one of the most elite in our military. Her sister is an HPD officer. The only question I have for her would be, unlike her siblings who went to Kahuku, why she's not a Red Raider. But then again, she is where she is. I support her. Excellent choice. Look forward to seeing what she does.
Well, that is gracious of you to forgive her transgression, Senator Awa. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator San Buenaventura. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. Michelle N. Comeau has been confirmed as judge for the District Court of the First Circuit. Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm pleased to introduce our new District Court Judge for Oahu, Michelle N. Comeau. Judge, please stand and be recognized. Joining Judge Comeau in the gallery are the following. Please stand and be recognized as well. The judge's husband, Will, and their children, Daniel, Laurel, and Benjamin. And I recognize also Administrator of the Courts, Rod Miley, who's here in support, I'm assuming. Welcome to the Senate. Mr. President, at the appropriate time, maybe we could have the new judge and her family come down and we could take some pictures with them.
Yes, we will, Senator Rhodes. So
Thank you.
for Judge Comeau and for Commissioner Yost, we have a little bit of agenda to go. So if you be patient and let us finish, upon adjournment, the sergeants will escort you to the floor for picture taking. Madam Clerk.
On page 11, final adoption of resolutions. Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 13, House Draft 1, and Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 81, House Draft 1 for adoption.
Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move for the final adoption of Senate Concurrent Resolutions Numbers 13 HD1 and 81 HD1.
Senator Decoit.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Senator Shimabukuro.
Thanks, Mr. President. I just have written remarks in support of SCR 13.
So ordered. Any further discussion? Senator Favela.
Thank you, Senate President. I rise in support on SR 13.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I originally opposed the previous draft because of the blame of Israel for the conflict in Gaza. The current draft lays out the facts. On October 17, 2023, Hamas abducted 250 people and killed 1,200 Israelis. To date, Hamas is still holding on 130 hostages. The measure calls for a bilateral ceasefire, and it calls for aloha, which I believe the world needs. I stand with Israel and I support for peace. For this reason, I support SCR 13. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. Further discussion? Any objections? If not, motion is carried. Said resolutions have been adopted. Oh, Senator Rhodes? On 13, so noted. Any no votes? Said resolutions have been adopted.
On page 12, final reading.
If there are no objections from the members, we will be taking final reading on consent.
Conference Committee Report Number 1, final reading of House Bill 1800, Conference Draft 1, relating to the state budget.
Is there any discussion? Senator De La Cruz?
Thank you, Mr. President. In support, and I'd just like to request that if I could submit written remarks in support of the bill.
So ordered.
And I also just like to acknowledge all the Ways and Means staff that's here that worked hard on the budget and all the bills. So if you can please stand. And if I may be permitted to submit their names into the journal. Thank
So
you.
ordered. And Senator De La Cruz, I would tell you as one who gets here early, no matter how late they have been working, they are here at the crack of the workday, ready to go. I've been impressed at how much vigor and enthusiasm they have at 8:30 in the morning as they are walking into the building with me from the parking lot. Senator Morawaki.
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. I want to thank them as well, and especially Senator De La Cruz, who has supported me and helped me through the CIP process. And they have been most helpful. I know that they've worked very hard and tirelessly. So I also want to thank you, Mr. President, and also my colleagues here for the opportunity. And I also have written remarks that I'd like to place in the journal. Thank you.
So ordered. Further discussion. Senator Favela.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to thank our WAM Chair and Vice Chair.
In support?
Yes, in support of them.
Proceed.
In support of the bill, whichever one. Sorry, Chair. The reason why I say this is because I've been here not as long as everybody else, but since I've been here, Senator De La Cruz and all of our colleagues here have very good staff. And every time I don't think that he'll top the previous year, and every year it gets better. And we as WAM Chair and members of this body have an easier time in working out our community CIPs and knowing how we go about the budget every year, because it's very transparent and very informational so that we kind of know as we go along how the budget is going. Not all the time is in our favor, but we know at the end of the day, his staff, Senator De La Cruz and Senator Moriwaki's staff, does the best thing for the budget and going forward. And I'd also like to thank the House colleagues in the House on the finance and CIPs, and of course our members in the House. So again, thank you, Senate President, for your time.
Thank you. We'll think about letting the last part of your remarks go into the journal where you spoke so nicely about the House. Further discussion on House Bill 1800. If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1800, Conference Draft 1 passes final reading.
Conference Committee Report Number 2, final reading of House Bill 1911, Conference Draft 1, relating to the judiciary.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1911, CD1 passes final reading.
Referrals and re-referrals.
Referrals and re-referrals are made in accordance with the supplemental orders of the day that may be filed later today.
No further business, Mr. President.
Are there any announcements today? If not, the chair has one. The decking deadline for all fiscal bills in conference is 11:30 p.m. tonight. Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate stand in recess, leaving the journal open until midnight for the receipt of conference committee reports recommending passage on final reading. And I further move that the Senate reconvene on Wednesday, May 1st at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Senator DeCoit.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. If there are no objections from the members, the Senate will stand in recess, leaving the journal open until midnight, and will reconvene at 10 a.m. on Wednesday.